When you get caught between the moon and New York City, Frank, I know it's crazy, but it's true. We're back at CWCB Expo, and we're back with a guest who's become a friend, and I'm also a fan of what they have going on. Joining me today, I have one of the co-founders of Eternal Hemp, Mr. Ashish Katana, and I'm also talking with Andrew Stadelberger. Gentlemen, thank you for giving me some of your time today.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Glad to be here.
We really appreciate it. First day here at the event. Initial thoughts so far?
I think it's great. It's amazing to see how many new players there are in the space, including, there are some that have been in the industry for many years. We just heard the mayor speak, and I just saw the Cannabis Control Board speak and so on, and there's a lot of support and a lot of momentum, which is very good news for us, because I can't say it's always been that way.
Right.
So it's really great to see that all of the forces converging, more capital coming into the space. And so honestly, I don't even look at it as, with so many companies coming in, as competition. Of course there is competition, but I think that we're in such early days, especially in New York, New Jersey, et cetera, that it's great to see, everyone's leveling up.
That's very well said.
That's the best way of putting it, I think.
Very well said.
Yeah, so that's good. That plays to our strengths, because we always try to level up.
Yeah.
Every quarter we try to get better and better.
Absolutely.
So I think it's exciting for us to see that more people are doing the same.
Trying to get better every quarter, and you're doing it. We're going to talk about everything that's happened since the last time I talked to you, Andrew. When I talked to you, though, we were at a place in time where there had been no industry shows for quite some time.
Yep.
We hadn't been able to connect and attend events like this where you meet people that you want to support and work with. And I found it really interesting. Andrew had told me that you actually met Michael, your partner, at a conference like this.
I did, yeah. It was several years ago in the Southeast. I've had a long background in real estate investment and development and so on, and Michael's in technology and real estate. So it was actually, funny enough, it was a real estate conference. And we happened to be sitting at the same table. I think it was for a dinner. And we just kind of started talking. We hit it off. It was a several-day conference, and then a few months later, we just started looking at some opportunities together, and here we are. I had no idea that we were going to create a company, and I had no idea we were even going into the cannabis industry at that time. But it's been a great ride. Of course, first beginning with hemp, and now we're transitioning to be a company that's active both in the hemp space as well as THC.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm somebody that believes in that daily gratitude, and I express it every time that we have these events again, and that we can connect and meet people. And I'm grateful for the time you're giving us today, because there's a lot to catch up on.
Yeah.
The last time that we talked, we were development stages, that was going on, talking about, we're going to have these things coming out on the market. They're out. The products are out.
Right.
And I would love for you to tell our audience more about them.
Sure. You want to
Sure.
go for it?
Is this your card? So I've actually brought a couple of products and ran out of some of them, and I was happy to be
Give it a good shot there at the
passing
camera.
them out. But the last time we talked, we were in development with a couple of different products and product lines.
Yeah.
We were early in the creative development stage, but as Ashish said, we are striving to get better month after month and sometimes week after week. So we're really proud of the finished products of what we've got. We do have a beverage option called Lifted. Join the party.
Lift it up,
Skip
man.
the hangover.
Yeah.
We also have a great line of smokables, Lucy's, that we have evolved and we're very happy with. And then a candy and gummy line, but actually kind of want to jump back to the Lucy's, which we're very excited about.
Yeah.
Because Ashish and I are here, obviously shaking a lot of hands, meeting a lot of people. We do have some opportunities in the THC space, as he had mentioned, and we're really excited about the low and no category, the low THC and no THC category, and or for the beverage, the low alcohol and or no alcohol areas.
Yeah.
We are feeling like in the products that we're seeing out there a lot, you're seeing an overabundance of THC, right? It's tough for the general market to want to get involved in a product where they're feeling like they've got couch lock, they're feeling hung over the next day, they're feeling like they can't really go and enjoy their day. And what Lucy's is really about is going out and exploring this great country of ours, going out and surfing or having a hike or spending time with your friends and having a nice little buzz maybe along the way and a little bit of for relax. So we're feeling great about being here because the THC opportunity is very much available to us, and we're feeling like we are very much ready to bust out with these products. You can find them online right now. We are making a lot of affiliate and influencer connections here. We have a lot of people that are very exciting who will be backing our brand.
Yeah.
We're pumped about. But we're feeling great about being a little bit past the development stage, and we're out here. We're out here.
Absolutely.
We'll continue to get better, but we're out here.
Oh no, I'm glad you're out here. I think some people may remember me saying "Skip the Hangover," doing some nice ad read for this product. I love it, and I love. I had a conversation yesterday with an amazing entrepreneur, and we were talking about serving underserved areas of the market.
Right.
And I think that's what you guys are doing. It's really important because you allow these products allow people to stay in the driver's seat and be who they are,
Right.
not just get obliterated. And I think there is such a market for you to serve. People taking their first steps into cannabis, older people that have never used a product, hemp or cannabis.
We're highly stigmatized, and I think as a marketer, and I'm in the marketing side, one of the bigger challenges that we're finding is the messaging. Sometimes you are blocked from saying things that might be absolutely true, but they're outside of what the law will allow in a lot of ways. But I also think that there's a lot of different areas where we can step into a lower THC product and start telling a story of there is a different point of view to this product that has been stigmatized for years and years. We were talking about, what was the movie?
Reefer Madness.
Reefer Madness,
yeah,
right?
yesterday.
And I think that had done decades and decades of damage, but when we're really talking about these products and speaking to everyone I speak to, people who are familiar with the cannabis industry, people who are not familiar with the products, they all have different points of view on it. And I think it's something where we can come to a consensus once the industry matures a little bit, puts out better products, better quality products, and people can trust what we're putting out.
Yeah.
I think that's where we want to end up. So yeah, that's an underserved area that we think we're going to serve.
And it does. Your products are really helping us fight and combat that decades-old stigma that people can say, this is a lifestyle. This is I can be active. I don't have to be couch locked. People need to understand that.
We're just trying to enhance the social experience. So if you get together with friends, or like Andrew said, if you go for a hike, or quite frankly, if you even want to do something creative, art, pottery, writing, whatever it is.
Yeah.
We're really geared towards improving whatever you're doing, not
canceling it out.
Limiting over
the entire experience.
And I think it's kind of, I think it's more interesting to get together with friends and further enjoy it rather than be so out of it that you can't enjoy your friends, right? That you could do that at home by yourself.
Right.
So, and we're just trying to create like high quality products, clean packaging and messaging, and the way we kind of communicate it, and do it at a very competitive price point.
Yeah.
So that it's kind of the trifecta of everything that I think that we hope to achieve and what the consumer wants, all wrapped in one, rather than getting too lost in we're some extremely fancy something, but it's double the price that that you'd like to pay, or things like that. We're trying to make it accessible, but we don't think accessible needs to be low quality or bad packaging or things like that.
Right.
So I'm sure there's a lot of things we can improve, and we'll continue to do that, but that's at the core of what we're trying to do.
I have to just congratulate you and celebrate the fact that products like Lifted and Lucy's, I was looking at reports of what people bought this past 420. Mm-hmm. It was the big one. It was the one we've been waiting for,
Sure.
people back in the stores after 2 years. And I noticed that there was an uptick in pre-rolls and drinks. And it's because when people do trust a brand, trust an aesthetic, trust a look, they're also trusting you to have your finger on the button as far as dosing is concerned.
Yep.
So I think there's the market out there that you are serving. I want us to be able to trust that this has in it what it says, and we had quality control. So you're on the pulse of everything that's firing this market up. Cheers.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You could get a good look at a T-bone by sticking your head up a pulse. Never mind. But no,
Bring 'em out.
We're really sorry. We were really thrilled. I only get one of those per interview. I apologize. But no, we're really thrilled with the development.
He's had a few too lifted.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah, that's exactly.
okay.
He's had a couple of them.
Yeah.
But you're still here and still functioning.
But I'm
There he
missing
is.
the hangover. That's the thing. I will miss the hangover. And that's actually one really awesome headline that we heard from the beverage talk from yesterday, which is people are into no and low alcohol and hangover hangover, especially Gen Z and millennials, do not want the hangover of alcohol, do not want to feel like crap for the next couple of days, and a lot of people are finding alternative options, and we're finding that we're in the right place at the right time. It was very much encouraging to us.
Could you imagine if we actually do encounter the no hangover generation? Like they're just looking at us like, what a bunch of morons for years.
Yep.
Guys go out to a bar, play a jukebox, and pay for it the next day.
Gen Z's at the gym every morning at 7 a.m. making us look terrible. My God.
Now, feedback been good so far?
Feedback has been very strong. Our products are getting great feedback, and that is one of the things that's very encouraging to us. I actually thought we might have to turn a couple more corners and have a couple more iterations of different pieces of product development, but the product themselves have gotten great, high scores across the board, especially our Lucy's.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Outstanding. While we're here, obviously, in this amazing place, and you can feel kind of the energy and the pulse of an emerging market just being here, right? Tell me your thoughts about these two emerging markets. I mean, New York, we still have some room to go, but New Jersey just had a hell of a first month going THC, going rec legal.
Right.
But tell me what you think about the energy and the promise and the potential of New York, New Jersey corridor.
Well, I think everyone would agree that there is a ton of demand and interest. So starting there, there's a lot of demand overall for the product. I think some of the challenges that we're paying attention to are that, and you need to separate the two because New Jersey is a little bit ahead of the game right now, obviously, over New York. But in both of these markets, there's always because we've done cultivation and we're on the product side, I could say different things about both of those, but the one advantage that we have over a pure product company is we kind of understand where everything starts, like literally from the seed.
Yes. Yeah.
Going all the way through grow, et cetera, and going into products. So you do understand some of the challenges of, okay, well, what if there's a lot of cultivation capacity, but then not a lot of sales, dispensaries, et cetera, So you need every part, in such a regulated industry, you need all of them to kind of work in concert.
Yeah.
And I would say that because we're early days in both of these states, that it's certainly not like Colorado or California where they've been doing this now for many years, but even in those states, it took a few years to work out the kinks, right? So what I would say, even to myself, because we all kind of want to get going, is that we're going to need to be patient. It's going to take some time to work these things out. And also, I think one thing that especially New York is doing that's a little bit different, and I applaud it, is they are really focusing on equity, and they're really trying to figure out, okay, how do we make this, how do we democratize, and how do we fix some of the wrongs of the past, or not even fix, because you can't really fix them, but you can try your best to address them.
Yeah.
And I think while they are doing that, which is admirable, that is also going to add some time to the overall process, right? Because you can't figure that out in a month.
No.
And in order to do it right, and that's even some of the speakers I heard today, definitely said that, whether it was directly or indirectly, but they were definitely saying that. Like, essentially, be patient because we're trying to get this right. Because if they get it wrong, there'll be a lot of people in line 2 years from now to say, you did X, Y, and Z wrong.
Right.
So I would say that it's early days, but we're seeing that there's going to be huge demand. We're just trying to get it right. Because I think everyone's talking about first to market, everybody's talking about trying to get stuff on shelves, by the end of this year and so on, especially in New York. And I would say that's possible for us because as we transition some of our focus into THC, but we would rather come out a quarter later, but make sure that we did things the way that we wanted them to do, and because I think you only kind of get one chance to intro yourself to the market.
Yep.
And so we'd rather be careful about how we do that.
No, that's incredibly
I don't know
admirable.
Andrew, what do you think?
What he said.
No,
Pretty good. No, I mean that's exactly it. I think you get one chance to introduce yourself properly to the market.
Yeah.
For most consumers, it is not their first time trying products, so I think you're also up against a lot of other competition, a lot of white noise. And if you take a look around, I mean, this is a beautifully marketed, beautifully creative industry that I think is just finding its own legs and its own story. And I think that for us to compete, we definitely want to take part of that and be a part of that as well. But yeah, it's early days, but we want to make sure we're doing it right.
Absolutely. And to your point, Hashish, with the admission or acknowledgement of hard truths, of things we have to correct, I at least appreciate that transparency, rather than trying to throw a blanket over the elephant in the room. At least that admission says, it's going to take time, but we got to do it the right way. And I'm such a fan of your mission to do things and execute the right way, not the fastest way. That's very anti our culture. I think we're very, give me the answer at any cost. No, let's take time. Let's critically think. Let's get to the right place.
I would say, that's true of our culture in a lot of ways in a macro level, but I would also say within our industry, it almost feels counter to that.
Yeah.
I am seeing a lot of companies doing what we're doing, and we feel like we're doing it very well, which is hiring returning citizens, maybe some who might have been affected by some unfair drug laws in the past, to join our team. Basically right the wrongs and address, like Ashish was saying, some of the issues that we see in drug enforcement in the past.
I think being in business for a long time also, you just, trust me, I wouldn't have said these things 20 years ago.
Yeah.
So I think just over time, you definitely, as good things happen and bad things happen, I think you really figure out what's the best approach here. But I would agree with what Andrew said. There are a lot of people who are trying to be thoughtful. For the few people, few companies, few groups or products that you hear about that maybe there wasn't a lot of thought put into, there's far more where people are really focusing on quality and so forth, which is why I would say the majority of people we've encountered in our conversations about New York cannabis specifically, so many of them are essentially trying to create like craft brands and things like that.
Yeah.
And you can tell they're like trying to pour like 10 or 15 years of love into this, where they've had these ideas for a long time, and now they see a pathway to do this legally. Mm-hmm. And so they're really trying to come up with their own unique approach to the product and so on. So it's pretty cool that way.
Oh, absolutely pretty cool. And it's also pretty cool. Thank you for bringing more light to your social equity program and your commitment to doing the right thing. I know you and I have talked about it before, but it needs to be said again and again and again. That is a beautiful, beautiful thing that you're doing. It's one of the reasons I became a fan almost instantly. So thank you for that. Also, that transparency point, I have to say, every one of the channels that I find you on, I'm more and more impressed at how well you guys do social media, how well you do packaging. So we're talking a lot about thoughtfulness at the moment. There's a lot of thought behind that vision, that look, that aesthetic. So cheers on that.
Yeah, I would say that this guy has a lot to do with that. So.
Yeah. Cheers to you. Take a bow. You're a winner. I'm talking to a winner. Guys winning prizes over at the High Times booth.
I did. Everybody should know that the High Times booth has like a spin wheel, like Wheel of Fortune or Price is Right.
Okay.
And I won the grand prize. I got a hat. I got a hat.
Is this like
That's right, kids. I paid $40 for parking, but I got a hat today, so I feel pretty good about it.
Well, balancing out other things. Gentlemen, anything we didn't cover? Anything that we need to discuss today? Future plans, dinner plans? What do you...
Dinner plans?
No, the few things I would say is I think, I can't stress enough how much working with returning citizens is actually not only part of our company DNA, but one thing I should say is there's so much talent there that gets essentially ignored by the job market.
Yeah.
And when we first started working with returning citizens a few years ago, there were times when I would finish talking to somebody for a while or whatever, and I was like, a person, if they were in any other industry, they could probably be getting paid a lot of money. But instead, they've encountered not even getting interviews just because of a drug conviction or something like that.
Yeah.
And so one, I've been impressed with the talent in this business. But the other is that we're trying to create, I said the low THC and products like that. And I think that the best analogy I'd leave you with is we're kind of the beer and wine versus the spirits, because there are way more people interested in just having kind of a social experience rather than going in and say, give me 3 whiskeys or something like that.
That's a great analogy.
So that kind of guides all of our products in the sense that that's why we focus on low THC, or in the case of even our hemp-derived products, we like lower dosing because we think that that's what people enjoy.
Yeah.
And the only other thing I would say is, we're continuing to raise capital. So we encourage accredited investors to reach out to us. We have done basically what's called a Reg D offering, and we're out in the market right now to raise new capital. We're actually kicking off. We're raising another 1.2 million, so we're excited about that.
Yeah.
And that's to continue the expansion in New York and New Jersey, as well as our existing product lineup, and continue to crank up the marketing and so on.
Right. Look, there's so much that I can just sit here and just gush about that I'm a fan of what you guys do.
Well, we're happy to listen.
But there's so much. I'm a guy that appreciates thoughtfulness. There's so much thoughtfulness and the right kind of vision behind what you're doing as Eternal Hemp. And it's a pleasure to talk with a company that believes in giving people a way back.
Yeah.
Which we really, our culture doesn't really do a lot. We pump the brakes. We say no, we cancel, but allowing people to have a path back is really, really important. So thank you for doing that.
Absolutely.
Where can people find us? If they're looking to invest, if they're looking to follow, please let them know.
Well, if you're looking to follow us online, we are all over all of social media, but you can find all of them listed on our website at eternalhemp.com, where you can also find all of our products. But check us out. We're very active on social. We love chatting with people and meeting a lot of people. But in terms of accredited investors, I'm going to kick it over.
Yeah, they can if they go to Eternal Hemp, they can just go info@Eternal Hemp, or they can certainly contact me, Ashish at Eternal Hemp, ASHISH. So yeah, those are probably the best ways to get a hold of us.
Best ways to get a hold of you at Eternal Hemp. It's been my absolute pleasure to talk with Ashish Katana today, and of course Andrew Stadelberger, both of Eternal Hemp. Give them a follow. It's a company that you can easily root for. Trust me. They're good guys, and they're great products,
shucks.
and it's just a pleasure talking.
And if anybody out there loves using our stuff, we love getting photo or videos from people who love our stuff, because we're posting that on social now as well. So we like seeing that.
That has been one of the coolest little surprises, honestly.
Really?
Yeah,
that kind of interaction?
It is so rewarding, because we built a lot of these brands from scratch, and I don't mean to say more things after we say goodbye, so
No,
we can edit this out,
keep
put it on Patreon
going.
if you guys have a Patreon or something
Keep
like that.
going.
But it's so rewarding. One of the things we did was Ashish and I are pretty interested in the Web3 space in a lot of different ways, and we actually took the intellectual property from one of the pieces that we hold from the Desperate Ape Wives community. Just a bunch of apes that look like Desperate
NFT.
Ape Wives.
Yeah.
NFT, essentially. And we used it as our mascot, and then we gave name to her. Her name is Sheila J, and I am now tweeting as Sheila J on Twitter. And basically doing it in, you would understand kayfabe, but I'm doing it in character. In a lot of ways, she's ambitious, she's funny, she is stressed out, but we've been getting like fan art of her, and I'm posting it every now and then from overseas, like a lot of different really cool things, people using Lucy's, people really enjoying using Lifted and taking videos after they've taken Lifted, so we're getting some really good stuff, and that is the most rewarding part to me, because it's resonating, like what we're doing is resonating, and I think that is proof. So it feels good.
What's that one thing? We were all looking for connection, and to be able to connect with the people that you're serving, that's one hell of a thing. For all the criticism social media gets, man, that's one thing bringing us together that is healthy and productive. First time the term kayfabe has been used on the Infused show. Hopefully not the last.
I got a lot of things to say about Randy Savage.
As far as feedback, could you use a certain, maybe a video of a certain New Jersey-based DJ, enjoying a product?
In fact, we are working with influencers and affiliates, so we would love a DJ who might be as talented as, like, I don't know, DJ Rags.
Yeah, I think
the famous DJ Rags.
I can call in a couple of favors.
Yeah,
I can call in a couple of favors. Saved his life a couple of times. No. Guys, look, I can't wait till the next time we talk.
Yeah, absolutely.
And talk about all the progress you've made. Best of luck.
Thanks for having us.
You are more than welcome anytime.
Thank you.
See you next time, guys.
See you guys.